Welcome everybody to another episode of Books and Betches, not to be confused with Books and
Cardoolies.
I'm Kristen, and with me I have
Erica
and Maria. Hi.
Hi everyone, this is a book podcast. We swear, we spoil, and we talk about sex. And this is one of those books, right?
This is one of those.
It's
it is.
erotica.
Is it?
It's an erotica.
Is it?
I
didn't
wouldn't
think
say
it was.
so.
I thought it was.
I mean,
it's not
this
listed. Oh, maybe it is. There's only one tag for it though.
tag.
Okay,
well, welcome.
It's a spicy book.
If you're coming from our
Spicy.
last episode, you know this is our second episode within our sci-fi series. We are on the sci-fi genre, and this is the second book that we're reading in it. Tell me more about
This
sci-fi.
is Erica's book.
This is Erica's
choice.
recommendation. So as you know, it's going to be an erotica sci-fi. You can't just have normal fucking sci-fi.
She suffered enough through the thrillers. Like, we had
That's
to
fair.
give her this one.
You know what? It's fair. You didn't give us a thriller erotica.
Yeah, you could have given us a thriller.
No, but
erotica.
it's Still House Lake was
Still,
great.
was the best one.
It
though.
was my favorite book that we've read ever.
Yeah.
So I'll give it to you.
But yeah, Dark Planet Warriors is
That's the book.
Oh yeah, shit. I didn't realize we
The
didn't say
book
it
we're
yet.
covering is Dark
Dark
Planet
Planet-
by
by
who?
Anna Carven.
So it's similar premise to Ice Planet Barbarians, except it's like a little bit more like, I would say, intelligent.
I don't
I
think it's
totally
Yeah, I
disagree.
don't think similar premise at all.
No, I
but like
disagree
it's
about
that
more
same
intelligent.
genre. No, but it's but like they're barbarians that they can't talk to each other, and they're like,
I thought you meant the
can.
writing. I thought you meant the writing.
oh no,
Sorry,
not
okay.
the rating.
Okay.
The like primitiveness of
Got
the
it.
species. Like their
Okay.
technology is a lot more advanced. It's a
Got
lot
it.
more
Yeah.
like
Got it. Okay.
sci-fi versus
It's not
Ice
barbaric.
Planet. Well, no, Ice Planet Barbarians was trapped on an ice planet with a bunch of hunky,
I
horny,
think this
fucking
is- this-
blue aliens.
This is a little like further into that. Now there are other life forms out there. There are aliens.
We're talking
and
about
humans
intelligent
know about
life.
It. Yes. Whereas Ice Planet Barbarians, they didn't know they were going to a random ass planet. They didn't know they were going to be like abducted by aliens.
It was a bunch of blue men with ding dongs running around trying to fucking coolie people.
Yeah.
Versus this was like they're trying to
They're
do
gray men with ding dongs.
Running around trying to bully people. Okay.
similar
Well,
but different.
and we'll get into all of that. Don't you worry.
Don't you worry.
There's actually a lot to be said about this book. I took an exceptional amount of notes.
I
didn't even
started
mean
to, and then I stopped.
Okay, so let's do the 60 seconds so that we could just jump right into it. If you're new here, we do this thing on the podcast where we attempt to explain an entire plot summary of a book in 60 seconds or less. This week, Erica chose the book, so Erica's gonna do
Oh boy.
Ice Planet Warriors.
Yeah.
Dark Planet
Warriors. Why'd you say yeah? She goes, yeah.
Yeah.
I could have said anything.
That's it.
Okay, all right. Dark Planet Warriors by whatever her name is.
Anna Carven.
Here it is, Erica. Are you ready? I'm not, so don't worry. Stopwatch. All right. In 3, 2. Doesn't that sound enticing?
Some fucking gray aliens, and they are trapped, and they are basically gladiatoring in this like ship, and they're slaves, but they're super strong. Is that not the book? Did I mix these
Did
books
you
up?
read this?
Did I mix the book
Did
up
you
with
read
another
the
one?
book? Did you read the book?
I feel like I'm mixing it up with
Guys,
the
wait,
other
please
book.
don't listen to this.
I think you're mixing with the gold guys at the
I'm stopping. I'm stopping. This is a first. This is a first in Books and Betches history. I've stopped the stopwatch and I'm hitting the reset button.
I mixed it up with another alien book.
Erica, hold on.
Mixed it up with another alien book.
Hold on. How many alien? First of all, how many alien books have you read?
Too many.
The fact that you can actively mix up your alien books is hella concerning.
Gold ones.
Wait, gold aliens?
You're lucky I remembered her mentioning this book, because otherwise I wouldn't know. She's talking about the gold ones that are all like gladiator slaves.
Yeah, you're right.
You did.
You're right. And then it's the one I'm picking up.
This is about the gray ones.
boy.
It's different.
Erica, you
I don't remember
you
the
have-
plot of this book.
Erica, oh, everybody be serious for a moment.
I read this book a
Everybody
month
be
ago.
serious.
Okay, we're serious.
Oh, God.
Erica, Maria, I need you with me here on this
Yeah.
one. Erica, you have a problem. And I think now is a really good time to just pause.
You know what? Forget the book we're going to talk about. Let's talk about
Let's
Erica
talk about
and
Erica.
the intervention that we have to go through.
Erica, are you okay?
I read more than one fucking
More than one.
More than
100.
colored alien ding dong book. Is that what we're upset about here?
Okay, let's take it back.
Okay.
Everybody relax.
Did you get
Reel
it?
it back.
Did you figure it out?
I need you to understand the book that you were talking about.
I
here today.
think this one is they're taking over a ship, and she's a slave ship. She's on a slave ship, right?
There's
not
no
on a
slaves.
There's no slaves.
Get the slaves. Get the slaves out of your mind. There's no slaves.
Well, fucking First Sister had slaves too.
That one has slaves.
Okay, the
This
book
There's a
is
lot
not.
of slaves in space, okay? There's a lot of fucking sex slaves in space, and I'm getting a little confused here because everything sounds fucking same. I'm getting a little confused.
Okay. This is a very serious book.
My non-existent abs hurt so much.
Erica, are you able to complete the
I
60
don't even
seconds?
know what the book is about anymore.
When did you read this book?
March. It was so long ago.
Why didn't you skim through or something?
I forgot.
She's been making a human. Like, she's going through a lot.
No, this cannot be her excuse for everything.
I just don't know why I can't remember this plot.
Okay,
Do you want me to do it?
maybe we have Maria do it this time. Yeah,
I know.
Erica?
I remember.
You know what? I want to see what she thinks.
I do, too.
I want to see what you remember.
All right, let's
do
start
it.
over. We're not
Them.
giving you
We're doing
anything.
it. Just go.
Let's start over. All right, on
And
your
we're not
mark.
going to stop you this time.
You ready? In 3.
See what I get wrong.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Still a good read.
Go.
Okay, so she's not on a slave ship, but the ship that they do commandeer, him and his people commandeer the ship, and I feel like there's something important on the ship, maybe that they're taking it over for. I forget. But then she's like oh fuck, is this the second book? Oh no.
Keep going.
You got this.
Keep going.
It's pregnancy brain. Fuck. I don't remember what I think they try to go to Earth, but then they
30 seconds.
and then they go back to his planet. Oh, fuck. I don't know if that's the second book. I read the second book in the series too. I don't remember. Tarek is the general though, and he falls in love with her slowly. I don't know if they're mates or not though. I don't remember if there's
15
mates in this book. I think they
10.
just have to fix their own ship, and then they are gonna go, but they need their ship to help fix their ship. But I don't remember the rest.
Okay, and time. So if that sounds like a book that you want to read, go pick up Dark Planet Barbarian. No, fuck. That was a genuine
Jesus
accident.
Christ.
Dark Planet Warriors by.
Here's okay.
I think I read the second.
Do you want
one.
me to
No,
do
maybe
the? I can do this exact really fast.
Should we have Maria just do it? All right, Maria.
I'll give you.
What a
It
treat.
won't even 60. It won't even be 60.
What
It'll
a
just-
treat. We're getting 260 seconds. 3. All right, Maria.
3.
Here we go. The real 60-second plot.
Okay.
Ignore everything else. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Abby is a scientist on a mining station,
So much
and so she works within sort of creating more Earth life in space. Tarek is part of the Cordolians. He comes on the ship because their ship is broken, but on the ship they realize one of these evil little cockroaches follows them onto the ship, so now they have to quarantine this ship. She's on it. She gets hurt. She falls off of this big ass glass dome. It's
like a spider thing.
Yeah, they save her. They sort of do this nanonite thing and reprogram her body and fix it all up. As they're testing her on that, some of the other Cordolian people will be like, hey, yo, Cordolians can mate with them. They can have Cordolian babies. And because
and then he
Cordolians
saves her.
don't
You're not allowed to talk during
Cordolian
this.
babies,
You're barred.
Cordolians don't have that many females anymore. So they need more females to mate with, yada, yada. And so this guy starts falling for this girl.
10 seconds.
And they're running from the government of the Cordolians because they want to get her because for some reason she's important.
5.
And so they're going to go to Earth to populate.
And that is literally the whole fucking story. That is it.
Yeah.
There's not much going
That's
on
about
in this
it.
story.
That's
There's
about it.
those bad spider things are taking over the ship, and they need to get them off. They're trying to eradicate them in general.
No, that's a battleship name.
Yeah, the Cornholios are
Zargex.
the aliens.
Zargex are
Cornholio.
But then his government is oh, we can fuck these people and make babies, and then they're like, let's
So-
take her forever.
Let's start with the most important thing that we've all realized about this book. The narration of the audiobook is bad.
Horrible. It was horrible.
The female ain't great, but the man is offensive.
The female was fine, except the open of the book, I thought these were children talking. Because the way she was like, oh my God. And then I was like, in space, like I was picturing Xenon. I was like, okay, these are fucking 14-year-olds for sure.
Yeah.
And then it got, frisky. So I was like, okay, they're not 14. And then the guy, if you listen to this book on 1.8 speed and you think of Tom Hanks, I swear to God, you'll start hearing Tom Hanks.
I hate that you've done this.
Which sucks because he's not does not have a sexy voice at all. And it's very much not good.
No, it's not good at all.
So as we mentioned earlier, this is an erotica. So there are some intense sex scenes.
Yeah.
When the guy reads the sex
It
scenes,
doesn't come for a while though.
No, I know. You're right. The first sex scene is like halfway through the book.
It's pretty far in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the aliens.
Cordolians. They are these like super strong gray intelligent
They're
life.
gray.
You know what's wild is when I was reading or listening, I wrote down, why are they cats? They have pointy ears. They have like the
elves.
Their
almost.
descriptions were very cat-like, and then we get a nurse, and they say, "Oh, her eyes are bright like a cat's." They said 2 times they described in the
So
book.
is this cats in space?
2 times in the book they mentioned how they
Is
were
that a
like
movie?
cats.
The Broadway.
I think that these aliens are actually cats.
Oh.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, our guy Tarek has mating fever.
yeah,
So he starts getting these
Oh,
headaches
yeah.
that basically are being like, he's the girl, the doctor, she's like, you have mating fever. If you don't fuck soon, you're like gonna lose it.
Which happens to cats when they.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, so cats when they're in heat are desperate to have sex. Like
Yeah.
when not Nolly, when Lemmy went to heat,
Yeah.
what they do is they go to the front door
Yeah.
and they meow and they meow and they meow and they stretch
Calling.
their butt out so that their butt is like facing up because
Yeah.
they want to get like that they know that it's mating time.
Yeah.
And they go to the door because they want to get out to attract like the male mates essentially. So I don't know, there was a lot of things that like felt very cat like.
Interesting.
Just saying.
Okay.
That's what I've gathered.
That's interesting.
So the General Tarek, who is this book is like all about him and Abby, he shows up on the space. He's like this badass fucking like kind of like
he's the big bad. Like everyone respects him. I think he's like a war hero.
like every book that you recommend. Is that fucking every alien book. The alien is always this like just once I want this like fucking gross meek gray alien
no
to
one's
show
gonna want
up.
to read that.
Why?
Yeah. Nobody wants a
Nobody
pussy
wants that.
bitch.
But it's hilarious.
Nobody wants that.
Like, oh, my alien, it's like Kyle XY. He doesn't have a belly button. Like, that's the most intriguing thing
what's
about
with
him.
you and Kyle XY?
Love me some Kyle XY.
Like, what is it with that?
He doesn't have a belly button.
Okay.
Okay, so getting into the story, we follow, his name's Tarek?
Tarek.
Tarek. Are we sure?
Whatever. TT.
And Tarek meets Abby. How did they actually meet? They were just like crossing
She
paths?
was, so he comes up on the ship and she's sort of like going from one room to the other and like bumps into him.
Yeah.
And then he's like human and she's like,
Okay,
gray guy.
throughout this entire book, he calls her female. Am I female? Oh, listen here, female. Even like directly to her.
Yeah.
That was a lot for me. And then she starts calling him male, and they
Yeah.
just refer to each other as female.
I don't
and
like
male.
when they say like my male.
So-
I don't know.
If that is something that will,
Well, they don't say woman and man because
Because they're not.
which
so
is
that was
fine, but
only-
like, why are you calling her female?
'Cause
Listen
she's
here,
female.
female. That's
Yeah,
fucking
it's-
weird.
I'd rather him call her
It's
human.
not my favorite. It's not my favorite thing in romance.
It was stupid.
But I did like he was like attracted to her for like a real reason. Like there was something that happened in like the biodome or something that she was working in, and she was like, if I don't fix this, then
Yeah.
like everyone's
Yeah.
gonna die.
He
So then
liked her feisty attitude.
Yeah, like he like ended up meeting up with her in the biodome and seeing that she was like saving the ship for it, and he was like really attracted to that portion of her. Like I actually think that the romance was very well paced for a book like
Yeah,
this.
I didn't feel like it was like some rush thing of like, hey, yo,
Like it
you're
wasn't
a lady.
insta love like some of the other Ice Planet like fucking
Yeah.
alien books that I usually read. Like there was actually some substance behind it, and I thought the world was actually pretty cool.
I thought it was cool hearing about
yeah.
like the different galaxies. Like there was 9 galaxies already mapped and stuff. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And the Cordolians come from somewhere. But it's weird that Earth is just still like sort of
Earth.
it's
Kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
It just felt very Xenon-y to me, like always being in like the space station
Yeah.
aspect. But
Well,
then
they ended up going to Cordolia, or what's it called?
I forget.
Why does
sorry.
Cordelia seem familiar to me?
Cornholio. It's definitely Cornholio. Cordelia.
Buffy?
What was the name of the country in Princess
I was just gonna
Diaries?
say that.
Princess Diaries?
Oh my god, I was just gonna say that.
Genovia?
Genovia.
That's definitely not what it.
That's why you said Cornelia. Like,
Well, that's why I want to watch that today.
yes.
All right.
So let's talk about when the alien thing shows up, like the bad thing, the cockroachy thing.
Well, yeah, like I thought
That thing
that
was crazy.
I don't know if anyone plays video games like back in the day, but my dad used to have this game called Half-Life.
Oh yeah, I remember Half-Life.
And did you remember like the weird alien like roaches on it and stuff? They used to have these like insect kind of evil alien things in the game.
Yeah.
And I remember like that's what I thought of. It's like
Okay.
these like things coming at you, like attacking you.
Yeah, and
From
it
Half-Life.
and it like came out of nowhere and starts chasing her, and she's like, "Fuck, I gotta jump." What did she jump off of?
She was on a ladder trying to fix the top of the dome
That's
because
right.
it was trying to get in through it. And if it penetrates, the oxygen's gonna like out and like everything's gonna go wrong.
So she jumped like a decent amount of feet.
She fell.
She fell and landed and was mangled.
Basically just decimated.
So Tarek shows up and he is a little bit too late, and she's already like on the ground mangled. So
Yeah. And
So,
so, they,
then he decides that it's his responsibility to make sure that she's fully healed.
Yep.
So he takes her on the ship.
he's like,
and-
your human people aren't going to be able to fix this.
yeah,
You have
no.
to come to our medic, right?
Yeah.
So that's what he ends up
And then
doing.
on the way, he fixes her, and then he like sequesters her to his bedroom back in Cordelia.
No, but she wakes up in like a fucking tank.
Oh yeah.
So she wakes up in like sort of this like airless or she's like suspended in something. And the doctor is where like she's weird. She's a weird like scientist, and she gets it at this point. She understands.
She's
like,
Corndolian or whatever.
Yeah. And
corn
she's naked. Our girl's naked. And she's like, "What the fuck?" Da, da, da. And at this point, she finds out that something's like weird with her. They want her too much. She's like, "I don't know what this is. I want to go home. I want to go to Earth. Let me out of here." And Tarek knows what's going on. Tarek knows that they're trying to get females now to impregnate and like colonize with.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
they
no,
can.
they discover on the ship that
They discover
she's-
through her.
Yeah.
But because they want to use her for mating, they're trying to get her back.
But I wrote an interesting note here that she was in a lot of pain and she was freezing cold because humans can feel cold and Corndolians, or fuck they're called, can't. And they kept being like, well, we'll just sedate you and then you'll get back. And then like later she was in a lot of pain. They're like, oh, we'll just sedate you. How badly I would love to just be sedated when I'm like on an airplane. Like, how cool would it be if I got I hate flying more than anything in the world. It's my biggest fear, and I have to fly into fucking next week. If I could just sit on the plane, turn to my left and be like, okay, go ahead. They sedate me. I wake up, I'm there. Can we figure that out? Somebody listening to this, figure that out. That's what I want.
Don't you take medicine?
Yeah, like I take a bunch of Xanax and it still doesn't, like it will make me sleep for an hour, but then I'm still nervous.
I always sleep like the whole plane ride.
And
I
I want to
can
be,
never
I don't want to
sleep.
sleep, I want to be sedated. I want the drugs that Michael Jackson got. I want my colonoscopy drugs. That's
Okay.
Okay.
So somebody listening in the aviation world.
Well, the problem
Make it
is
happen.
that you have to like actually walk off the plane.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's got to be a sedation that's the exact amount of time, so then you wake up out. I mean, that's what they were doing with her, right? It was like, okay, you're sedated, and now you're
she's
good.
still groggy.
Yeah, no, she was fine.
You're gonna be useless.
True. Well, either way, she kept going to sleep and waking up, and then they went to their planet.
They went to his planet.
His planet, yeah.
Uh,
So when's the sex happen? This moment, right?
on the
They
ship.
get back to his like quarters. And like they slowly kind of like find I don't even know, like they
he
understand
jumped in the
their-
water with her because he went underwater and was doing some stuff underwater.
It was a very slow
It was
roll
slow
up
build
to
up.
them.
I know they did
Yeah.
it. I know they did it at one point on the ship. It's where it happened.
Yeah, I think that was the first one. So how did we feel about the sex in this book, Erica?
I blacked out. I didn't care.
It was good. I thought it was good.
I thought it was fine.
I hate when these books, it's like they're like these serious types of books, like the sci-fi and this and that, right? And then they're like, and my pussy and my dick. Like, it's so
I think
hard.
if his voice was better, I
Yes.
wouldn't have been so checked out. But
Yeah.
His voice
his
is
voice
so bad.
was so bad.
I think I would have really enjoyed reading this book.
Yeah, it would have
I
been
might
less
have enjoyed
jarring.
reading it, but like the way he says shit,
It would have
was
been less
so
jarring
bad.
than like, and then I grabbed my dick and put it inside
Stop!
her.
Ah!
So I rated this book a 4, but I
gave it a
rated it
3.
We didn't get to the end. How did this end?
It ends with they're
You just
going
go
to they go to try to find the empress of their land or whatever, the Cordolian land. She's evil. She's kind of like a fucked up lady. She tries to go for our guy Tarek, and Tarek's like, no,
Yeah, that's right.
I don't want you.
Forgot about that.
And because Tarek has taken her, he's sort of like an enemy of the state now.
Yeah.
So he goes back to his home, or no, it's kind of like an ice planet kind of thing, or an ice thing, where the crown prince, who's been exiled, is living there amongst like the primitive, like not primitive, but a tribe that lives off of somewhere else. They're not part of our regular land. And so he goes to him and goes, look, we need your help. Your mother's too crazy. Like, we need to change things. You have to come back.
Okay.
Big people. I think one of Tarek's like enemy generals is coming after them too. They try to nuke them in a way, but shit happens and they fix it. I don't know. It's very easy and very fast. And after that,
I didn't
we
listen
have
to
the
the
crown
epilogue.
prince. She's pregnant.
No.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Every
fucking
time.
pregnant.
Every
Two
time.
epilogues with pregnancies?
Yeah.
Every time.
That's brutal.
Like it's funny because I make fun of this all of the time, and I made a reel making fun of the pregnancy trope
And now you're
while
pregnant.
being pregnant.
And I explicitly said not everyone's happy ending is marriage and pregnancy.
It's true.
Is it my happy ending? Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not everybody's, and I can recognize that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a big proprietor of not having the pregnancy trope, especially in romance, in finding alternative ways for the romance to end.
And I totally agree.
In the end, they're traveling somewhere and she's like vomiting. And I go, fuck.
Oh no.
Here we go again. And
Yeah.
then she's like, no, Tarek, I'm with child.
Ugh.
He's like, oh
These
my God.
these books drive me nuts when it's like the woman every time it happens in all of these books. It's like the man is doing all these things for her. He's like, okay, I saved you here. I did this thing for you. And the woman is still like, well, can I trust him? Bitch, he just saved your fucking life. Like he would have killed I get it. Maybe if I was in that situation, there would still be a piece of me that was like, I don't know though, he's a fucking alien. But like reading it, I'm just like, are you dumb? Just open up and let the love in. Like,
Yeah, sometimes
So I
it's
tell
like
you
they're-
every time we try to read a romance book, but you don't open up to let the love in.
I know.
No, sometimes they're obstinate for the sake of being obstinate. I think that's
Yeah.
what you're referring to. Is
And
like,
I think she's
there's
very
some
much
women
that
that
kind
are-
of trope of...
It's a trope.
I'm a scientist, but I talk
know.
back and
I feel like it happens
have
in
sass.
I feel like it happens in all
yada,
these
yada.
books where
Yeah.
they're like, I don't know, should I trust them? It's like, well, you've already been through all of this. Like, I think now you can open up. But also the way they described her tits in this was not great.
What?
Every
remember.
one of these books, it's like her full breasts and her
They're
hard
always,
nipples.
they always have huge boobs.
I'm like, who is writing this? Like, this
So
is
weird.
a woman writing this book?
Yeah,
like, I
but
was
it's
shocked.
It's the common trope. They always have huge boobs, small waist.
And like, but it's always about the nipples and the full.
They love a nipple
always about
today.
I don't know what it is.
What
about
is it about
it.
I don't
nipples?
get it. I don't get it.
And let me
Maybe-
tell you, my fucking nipples right now are so
I'm so
sensitive.
sorry for you.
They're so
I'm
sensitive.
So sorry for you.
I'm so sorry too.
They
These are
like graze things, and I'm like, what in the Jesus titty Christ?
okay. Here are all the words in this book that I hated.
Go.
Oh God.
Oh Jupiter.
Oh, Jupiter!
I like when they do stuff like that.
Or like, oh my
Instead of,
God,
like,
yes.
a God.
I can't take it
Or
serious.
the goddess.
I hate it. I
can't.
hate when they add oh God, and it's like you don't even know God. Like
It doesn't matter. It's like like you don't have to say any of that. Just be like, oh no, I don't know. Oh Jupiter was a lot.
I think it's cute.
I mentioned that my female, not great.
Yeah.
Hardness. There was a lot of hardness.
Okay.
Ripe breasts. No. And what was the last one? I didn't write it down. Damn it. Oh, and resonating, which was also in Ice Planet Barbarians. It's in this one quite a bit too. Like I resonated with him, and I think Ice Planet Barbarians ruined that word for me.
Mm-hmm.
So now when it's used properly, I still hate it.
Cordolians go to sex school.
Let's talk about this.
So they have
a virgin. Well, it made sense though.
He was a virgin, right? Because
Yeah.
there aren't many women
Yeah.
that choose mates, and he hasn't chosen one. So after they have their first thing, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, how are you so good?" And he's like, "Well, I was taught. I went to school for this. I have a degree."
He said
in
that
pleasuring women.
women can't get pregnant unless they're
Unless they
orgasm.
come out.
That
Yeah.
is fascinating. And and then
Can you
the other
imagine if
thing,
that
we
was-
would not.
Can you imagine if
we
that
would
was
not
the
populate.
reality?
Oh, we would die as a
But
human race.
actually,
I'd be fine.
you are more prone. You are more prone to get pregnant when you orgasm during the
Science.
you can't have sex with somebody who's not there's
Consent matters.
yes, like they the men can't get horny if the woman isn't consenting.
Yeah.
Imagine a life. Imagine a world.
And that's how you know it was written by women.
That's true. That's a really good point.
I think all of these were very like nice nuances that were added into this book that are very like forward thinking.
Yeah.
It was like we
For a
wish
romance.
we wish this was real.
If we can make up a planet
only.
of men that were completely fictional, this is what we would ask for.
We want them to go through sex school and
Can
be
you imagine guys going through sex school to learn how to fucking tongue a
Make a
woman to
girl come.
orgasm?
And learn what consent is.
wow. What a life.
And they couldn't come unless we consented.
yeah.
What a world.
And unless we also orgasmed.
It's an extra star right there.
good soup.
What did I rate this? I think I gave it an interesting
I gave it a
review.
I gave it a 3.
You gave it a 3?
I gave it a 4 because I've read a lot of these, like obviously because I'm getting them all mixed up.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
I have read a lot of them because I was searching for something that was similar to Ice Planet Barbarians at that time, and I was kind of exploring some of these offset books that are similar in nature. And I really haven't found one that I thought was actually like well written with a real plot and that isn't like super cringy.
Yeah.
These books are naturally very cringy in my opinion. The
Yes.
style
Yup.
of book
Yeah.
is just like very
I'm glad
like
you know that. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I know that going into a romance book that I'm gonna
Yeah.
have a lot of cringy moments that are like, nah, come on now. But
Can
I get
Can
over
I
it.
read you my review?
Yeah.
I said, I am but a female reading about a male and a female doing their male and female thing. Oh, Jupiter, what a hard ride. Listen, I don't take these books seriously and it makes them more enjoyable. I'll give this one a 3-9er. Carry on.
3.9. That's pretty high.
Yeah. I enjoyed, at the end of the day, I had a fine time.
When I read it, I was like, I don't think Kristen's gonna hate this
No,
because
I
I
didn't.
think there was enough.
They're very
plot.
straightforward.
There was enough plot to it that made it not like
They're easy.
horrible.
They're easy to read.
They're good palate cleansers. That's
Yeah.
what Corey calls them.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Good palate. If you need a good palate cleanser, pick up
Which is what I was looking for because I was done with all
Dark Planet Warriors.
There you go.
I read all of the Ice
Thank
Planet Barbarian books of like up until there's like a second subset of girls. I've read all the Ice Planet ones. So I was like looking for another one that I liked that I thought was just as well written and just as enjoyable that was
Yeah.
short also. Some of these are fucking long and I'm
Well-
like I ain't trying to read a fucking 400-page
Calm down.
Yeah, that's insane.
book about an alien dick.
But now's
Yeah.
your chance to tell us what book you were originally talking about, the Gold Aliens.
Yeah,
You
recommendations.
never even told us what that was.
She did on a different episode.
She did?
Yeah.
I would have to look it up.
So you're just...
What do you think it's called though?
Look up...
I think gold in the title.
Warrior?
Are you looking through your Goodreads?
Okay, so I it might have been this
It's
one.
claimed. That's the one.
What's it
That's
called?
the one. I remember the
Because
body.
I think I read the second one of that.
I remember
one.
the
What's it
body
called?
on that title.
Claimed-
Fated mates.
Claimed by the Calixian warrior. Claimed fated mates of the Calixian warriors.
Number 1.
Who wrote it?
Number 1.
Presley
Presley
Hall.
Hall.
Oh, I do remember you talking about Presley
So
Hall.
I think I read the second one of that.
Okay. But
as
not the
well.
first?
I read the first one, gave it a 4.
Okay.
Read the second one, gave it a 3. So obviously I didn't like that one as much.
So are you going to read all of Dark Planet Warriors?
I will probably give another one a spin.
Spin.
Okay. Have you slowed down with your reading?
Yeah, substantially.
Okay.
Me and Olivia, if you
They're
might know
writing.
her by It's O Rose.
On Instagram.
We are tag teaming a shifter romance right
It's
now.
fucking awesome.
I'm so excited to read it.
It's been pretty cool. So to give you guys, and this will air after we like do everything that we were planning on doing. But basically, I'm writing the female perspective. She's writing the male perspective.
Nice.
We've already mapped, like we're big plotters. So we've already mapped out what all the chapters are going to have in them and how the story moves. And like, we've done a lot of that like preliminary stuff. So right now it's just writing it. I think we're like halfway through the book right now.
Wow.
And we're editing as we go. So like I'll write a chapter or two and then she'll write the chapter or two and we'll edit each other's.
Nice.
So there's a lot of like collaboration in this and
Can't wait
the
to
story
read
is
it.
actually really awesome and I'm really
Fuck
excited.
yeah.
I've seen the teasers that we've been posting.
I'm
and
so
they look
pumped.
fun.
What's the title? Because by now it'll already be released.
Fated Enemies.
Nice.
Cute.
Fucking
Enemies
face.
to lovers.
Oh, Maria's wearing a shirt that just
I'm wearing
says
a shirt
enemies
that
to
says enemies
lovers.
to
It's lovers to enemies to lovers.
Oh,
Ooh.
classic.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's
Okay.
a betrayal in there.
Yeah.
There's exciting things happening, y'all.
So-
We're trying to work on some merch. Are we doing that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
We have to get our bank account set up.
we're gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Lots
Going on behind the scenes,
A lot
y'all.
is going on.
In life and in work and in podcast. So
Yeah.
bear with us. I know it's been, we've taken some breaks and such. Also, Erica's pregnant, so things are going to be changing.
Yeah.
If there's a weekend where Erica's like, guys, I'm not feeling it, like we're very much catering to Erica during this and we're here for her and like things are going to change. So just bear with us.
Bear with us.
But we're going to be here and we're going to do the best that we can.
We're always here, like on our socials and stuff. So if you want to chat with us, you can.
Yep.
But there might be some weeks where we just don't put an episode up.
For sure.
And
For sure.
it is what it is.
It is
what it is.
It's only harming us.
Yeah, I know. It's only hurting us than anything.
Yeah.
So just, we appreciate you for being here with us on the journey.
And I just want to say, everybody on our Patreon, everybody in our Discord, thank you so much. Seriously, like our Discord, you guys are all so supportive. You're always reaching out, asking how we're doing, asking about Erica. And like, honestly, like it's a really cool community that we built and we appreciate you a lot. So if you're in our Discord,
friends.
you're listening, we love you. Thank you. If you're not in our Discord, you can always go on over to our Instagram account, click the little link tree. Does that work now? We don't know. Click that.
Honestly,
little...
if it doesn't work, just message us. We'll get you in there. It's sometimes the Discord links are hard to keep track of because they'll just stop working randomly.
Totally.
So,
but we have a lot of things that work on behind the scenes. A lot of big things coming. So get ready for that.
Merch is coming. We just have to get like our LLC straightened out, our bank account, whatever.
Once that happens, we're unlimited.
I mean,
baby.
we're an
anything
LLC.
can happen.
I just got to make the bank account. It's been hard to find a
Anything.
bank that's like gonna give us all a card and like.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that
we do have a lot of designs ready to fucking pop off.
So let's go. Follow us on Instagram, books_n_Betches, BETCHES. Look us up on YouTube. All of these videos all these podcasts are recorded, so you can watch our expressions and such. Thank you so much. We love you all and we appreciate you and we can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.